of them from here all went down to Nulato just for midnight mass. And then sometimes during that time, they used to have potlatch down at Nulato. And we used to stay there till the end of the potlatch and then come back to our places.
Did they have a stick dance during the potlatch?
Sometimes they did. They don't have it every year. They used to have it sometimes 2-3 years at a time, you know. They don't have it often in those days.
Do you remember one of the potlatches? Can you describe what happened?
Well, I was dressed once by Mrs. Stickman. It was 1924, I think, that she dressed me. I just don't really know for what she did that. But this dressing is a person who spends more on the dead or who works on the dead is the one that is being dressed. And when they give the stuff out, it is for those that helped on the funeral. That's the way they pay out with stuff. But you know, these white people, whenever they have their funeral, they pay out with money. But their custom is to have a potlatch and then pay out with stuff, that's all. But my first husband was married before. And when she died, I heard that this Mrs. Stickman took a dog that belonged to her, and that's the reason why she dressed me.
Can you tell me about the potlatch in Koyukon? Was it different from the potlatch in Nulato?
Yes, it's way different. Our custom is not the stick dance. And they never used to dress people up this way. That's the custom of Nulato and Kaltak. They said the stick dance came from down the river, Shagaluk or around there. That's where the stick dance came from. And they have it at Kaltak and Nulato, not up here. But they did have it 1 year. But that wasn't really a stick dance they had. And they never used to dress people up this way, just give out stuff, that's all. But they start dressing these people without the stick dance. You know, this dressing goes with the stick dance. It's not supposed to be without the stick dance, but it's not our custom. That's why they don't have stick dances up here this way.
Did you ever hear the name Nutsil? Nutsil?
Nutsil. I heard about it, but I never seen it. They say the last Nutsil they had was at down here, about 8 miles down here, Koyukon. That's where they had the last Nutsil. But I never did see it.
Can you tell me what you heard about that?
I heard that they used to cut spruce trees and split it, and then just like make a fort, and then just put it in the ground or in the snow, I don't know, but maybe they throw water around there so it wouldn't fall apart. And then inside, that's where they used to have potlatches, singing and all that. I don't know how they could do it in the cold, but maybe they had fire, I don't know. And all what they brought in, they used to hang it up, they say, in that Nutsil. That's all I heard about it, but too bad I never did see it.
When you were, just after you were married, do you remember what was happening on the Koyukon River?
Well, when we got to our camp, there was always white people going up Katil River, where they stayed for the whole winter, trapping or mining. There was one guy that his name was, I forgot. Anyway, he used to have those small boats, no inboard or no kicker, nothing. Or Joe Armstrong. He used to row all the way up to Katil and all the way down to Katil, about 100 miles down. And that's where he used to stay for the winter. And in springtime he used to come out. And there was a lot of other men besides him that used to stay here and there on the Cateel River trapping. But that's where we trapped mostly, was on the Cateel River, from the mouth of Cateel, where our main camp was. But we never did see these men. They were too far down, I think. We didn't see them.
What kind of fur were you trapping?
Marten, mink, and any kind of fur that we could get hold of. Because there was a lot of it in those days.
When you had trapped all the fur you wanted, where would you take it to trade it?
Right here to the store, where we get our winter outfit.
When would you bring in the fur that you trapped?
Around Christmas.
Would you go back after you'd gotten the food you wanted?
Oh yes, we go back and start trapping again.
And when would you stop trapping?
In March, the end of March, and come down in April.
Would you stay in Koyukon then from April on?
Till around the 28th of April, and go back up for a spring camp for muskrat, trapping muskrat.
Do you remember your first child and when you had your first child?
I had my first child in Nulato. There was no nurses or nothing here. There was a doctor down at Nulato. And that's the place I had my first child. A boy. And he's the janitor of this school.
What's his name?
Roger Dayton. He's got 9 kids.
Did you always have your children in Nulato, or did you have them in the...
No. Mostly I had them out at camp.
Did you ever have any problems having children at camp?
No problems at all.